Did you know that some of the very nuts marketed as heart-healthy could actually be nudging your risk of stroke higher after 60? It sounds shocking, doesn't it? Most of us grew up believing nuts were a safe, wholesome snack. A handful here, a trail mix there. Doctors even told us to eat more of them for protein and healthy fats. But here's the uncomfortable truth. Not all nuts are created equal, and after 60, your body reacts differently to what you eat. Your blood vessels are more sensitive to sodium. Your cholesterol balance shifts more easily. Inflammation becomes a bigger threat. So what once looked like a harmless snack might now be working against you. Imagine sitting down with your morning coffee, reaching for what you believe is a smart choice, and unknowingly raising your blood pressure, stiffening your arteries, and pushing your stroke risk up with every handful. Wouldn't you want to know which nuts are quietly harming you, and which ones are truly protecting your heart and brain? That's why in this video, we're cutting through the confusion. We'll uncover the 4 worst nuts for seniors, the ones that seem innocent but hide dangerous surprises. And then, we'll reveal the 4 best nuts and seeds you can enjoy daily, backed by real science to support sharper memory, steadier blood pressure, and stronger arteries. Because instead of guessing, you deserve the truth. And instead of risking your health, you could be making one of the simplest, most powerful changes of your life. Let me tell you a story that may sound familiar. Lorraine, a 68-year-old grandmother, always began her mornings with a bowl of trail mix. To her, it was the perfect routine. A handful of peanuts, a few cashews, some cranberries, and a couple of chocolate-covered almonds. She believed she was fueling her day with a heart-healthy snack. Her doctor had told her years ago that nuts were good for the heart, so she felt confident. "It's better than toast or a pastry," she'd say with a smile. But as the months passed, Lorraine noticed her blood pressure creeping higher. Her cholesterol readings shifted in the wrong direction. A scan revealed early plaque forming in her arteries. How could this be? She wasn't eating fried foods every day. She had switched to nuts to make smarter choices. Yet the very snack she trusted was quietly working against her. Here's the catch. Lorraine wasn't alone. Many seniors fall into the same trap. After 60, your body doesn't process sodium, sugar, and inflammatory oils the way it once did. What feels like a light, crunchy handful can, in truth, raise blood pressure, stiffen blood vessels, and fuel the conditions that lead to stroke. Think about it this way. Instead of lowering risk, certain nuts are like adding hidden weight to your health scale, tipping it slowly but surely in the wrong direction. But the good news is just as powerful. By switching to the right nuts, the ones proven to calm inflammation, lower cholesterol, and support healthy circulation, you can tip the scale back in your favor. So the question is, which nuts belong in your pantry? And which ones deserve to be left behind? The answer could make the difference between silent damage building in your arteries and the strong, steady health you deserve. That's why we're going to break it all down, one nut at a time, so you can snack smarter and live stronger. Salted peanuts. Let's begin with one of the most common snacks on every senior's shelf, salted peanuts. At first glance, they seem harmless. They're cheap, packed with protein, and even contain some healthy fats. But here's the hidden danger. A single ounce, just a small handful, can contain up to 250 milligrams of sodium. That's already more than 10% of the daily recommended limit for older adults. And whoever stops at just one handful? It's easy to munch on a whole bowl while watching TV, silently stacking up the sodium. Now, you might be thinking, if I'm on blood pressure medication, doesn't that protect me? The truth is, no pill can completely cancel out the harmful effects of excess salt. Your arteries still feel the pressure, your blood vessels still stiffen, and your risk of stroke still climbs. And it doesn't stop there. Many salted peanuts are roasted in hydrogenated oils. That means trans fats, the kind that raise bad cholesterol and lower good cholesterol at the same time. Instead of protecting your heart, these peanuts quietly set the stage for damage. So instead of salted oil-roasted peanuts, choose dry-roasted or raw unsalted versions. A small spoonful, not a bowlful, can still give you protein without drowning your arteries in salt and unhealthy oils. It's not about giving up peanuts entirely. It's about unlearning the habit of mindless snacking and replacing it with choices that truly protect your heart. Honey-roasted cashews. Cashews are naturally creamy and slightly sweet, but when coated with honey and roasted in cheap oils, they become a triple threat. First, the sugar. Just 1 ounce of honey-roasted cashews can contain 5 to 6 grams of added sugar. For seniors managing diabetes or prediabetes, that's enough to cause a sharp blood sugar spike. Those spikes don't just fade away, they damage the tiny blood vessels that feed your brain. Second, the oils. Most honey-roasted cashews are processed with soybean or cottonseed oil, high in omega-6 fats. Without enough omega-3s to balance them, omega-6 oils fuel chronic inflammation, a key factor in both heart attack and stroke. Third, the salt. Even though they taste sweet, many brands sprinkle in sodium or even MSG for extra flavor. So you're getting sugar, inflammatory oils, and salt in one innocent handful. Instead of reaching for the honey-coated version, switch to raw or dry roasted unsalted cashews. Sprinkle a few over oatmeal or toss them into a salad. That way, you enjoy the creamy texture without the sugar and salt bomb. The difference is clear. Instead of spiking blood sugar and inflammation, you'll be supporting circulation and keeping your arteries calm. Macadamia nuts. Macadamias are rich and buttery. The kind of nut often saved for special mixes or gift baskets. They do have benefits, monounsaturated fats, antioxidants, but they are also the most calorie-dense nut. Just 1 ounce carries over 200 calories and 21 grams of fat. The problem is portion control. Their mild flavor makes it far too easy to eat double or triple the serving without realizing it. Over time, that silent overeating leads to gradual weight gain. And here's why that matters. The Framingham Heart Study found that adults over 60 who gained just 10 pounds had a 30% higher risk of ischemic stroke. Add high cholesterol into the mix, and the danger multiplies. To make matters worse, many commercial macadamias are roasted in palm or coconut oil, both high in saturated fat. That creamy handful then becomes a double load of fats, straining your arteries even more. The better way? Think of macadamias as a garnish, not a snack. Add a few to a salad for flavor, not a whole bowl in front of the TV. Choose dry roasted, unsalted versions and enjoy them occasionally. Instead of quietly working against your health goals, they'll simply be an occasional indulgence that doesn't push your risk higher. Candy Trail Mix is often marketed as energy fuel or a smart snack, but for seniors, it can be a metabolic landmine. A quarter cup of candy-style trail mix often contains 12 to 18 grams of added sugar, the same as 3 to 4 teaspoons. That kind of sugar surge inflames artery walls and sets the stage for blood clots. It doesn't stop with sugar. Most of these mixes include nuts roasted in cheap oils high in omega-6, which fuel systemic inflammation. Add in hidden salt, sometimes up to 200 milligrams per serving. And you've got a snack that's sugary, salty, and inflammatory all at once. Even worse, the so-called healthy extras, like yogurt-covered raisins, are usually coated with palm kernel oil, stabilizers, and more sugar. In reality, they're candy dressed up as health food. A recent Harvard-linked study found that diets high in ultra-processed foods raised stroke risk by 8% and increased cognitive decline risk by 16%. That means your candy trail mix could be quietly affecting not only your arteries, but also your memory and focus. Instead of reaching for the prepackaged mixes, make your own. Use raw walnuts, almonds, and pistachios, add unsweetened dried fruit like tart cherries, and sprinkle in a few dark chocolate chips for flavor. Instead of fueling silent damage, you'll be nourishing your arteries and brain. Walnuts. Walnuts are often called the brain nut, and if you look closely, they even resemble a tiny brain. That's more than coincidence. Walnuts are the richest source of plant-based omega-3s, specifically alpha-linolenic acid. Just 1 ounce, about 14 walnut halves, delivers 2.5 grams of this powerful fat. Why does that matter? Omega-3s soothe inflammation, lower blood pressure, and help your arteries stay flexible instead of stiff. In fact, a study published in Circulation followed over 3,000 older adults for 2 years. Those who ate walnuts daily lowered their bad cholesterol by 15% and improved blood vessel function. That means better circulation to your heart and brain. But it's not just the omega-3s. Walnuts contain polyphenols, vitamin E, and magnesium, all of which protect your arteries from oxidative stress. Think of them as a shield, guarding your blood vessels from silent damage. Instead of coated or candied walnuts, choose raw or dry roasted unsalted ones. Store them in the fridge so they don't go rancid. Add a handful to oatmeal or yogurt. Instead of silently fueling stroke risk, walnuts work with your body, calming inflammation, supporting your memory, and keeping your arteries open. Almonds. Almonds may look ordinary, but they carry extraordinary benefits for anyone over 60. They're rich in monounsaturated fats, the same kind found in olive oil, which help lower bad cholesterol while raising the good kind. But their real power comes from magnesium. Just 1 ounce, about 23 almonds, contains 76 milligrams of this essential mineral. Why does that matter? Nearly 70% of adults over 60 don't get enough magnesium. Low levels are linked to higher blood pressure, and high blood pressure is one of the leading triggers for stroke. A major study in the Hypertension Journal found that people with higher magnesium intake had a 25% lower risk of developing hypertension. On top of that, almonds provide fiber and vitamin E, which further protect your arteries from plaque buildup. So instead of clogging your blood vessels, almonds help keep them clean and strong. Choose raw or dry roasted unsalted almonds. Avoid honey-roasted or chocolate-covered versions, which undo the benefits. If chewing is difficult, soak them overnight to soften them. Instead of raising your blood pressure, almonds help bring it down gently, offering calm to your circulation and strength to your heart. Pistachios. Pistachios might be small, but they pack surprising strength for your heart and brain. Unlike many nuts, they're naturally lower in calories and rich in protein and fiber. That combination helps steady blood sugar and control appetite. But what makes pistachios truly stand out is potassium. 1 ounce, about 49 kernels, contains nearly 300 milligrams of this mineral, more than most nuts. Why is potassium so important? It balances out sodium. While salt raises blood pressure, potassium helps bring it back down. A study in the Hypertension Journal showed that adults who ate pistachios daily lowered their systolic blood pressure by 5 points and improved artery flexibility. That's a big win for stroke prevention. And here's another advantage. Eating pistachios in the shell slows you down, helping with portion control. Instead of mindlessly grabbing handfuls, you crack each shell, giving your body time to register fullness. Choose unsalted pistachios, ideally in the shell. Avoid flavored varieties loaded with sugar or extra salt. Instead of tightening your arteries, pistachios help them relax, improving circulation and keeping your energy steady throughout the day. Flax and chia seeds. They're not technically nuts, but flax and chia seeds deserve a daily place beside them. These tiny seeds are among the richest natural sources of plant-based omega-3s. Just 1 tablespoon of ground flax delivers 1.6 grams of ALA, while chia offers about 2.5 grams. That's more than most people get in an entire day. Why does this matter after 60? As we age, our natural defenses against inflammation decline. Omega-3s from these seeds help reduce that inflammation, protect artery walls, and improve circulation. Studies show diets rich in ALA lower the risk of heart attacks and strokes by 20 to 25%. But the benefits don't stop there. Both seeds are loaded with soluble fiber, which binds to cholesterol in your gut and helps flush it out. That means lower LDL, the bad cholesterol. They also slow digestion, helping to prevent the blood sugar spikes that damage blood vessels over time. Use ground flax rather than whole, since whole seeds often pass through undigested. With chia, soak them first in water or almond milk until they form a gentle gel, much easier on your stomach. Add a spoonful to oatmeal, smoothies, or yogurt. Instead of feeding silent inflammation, these seeds deliver daily protection for your heart, brain, and circulation. So here's the truth, plain and simple. Not all nuts are created equal. 4 kinds: salted peanuts, honey-roasted cashews, macadamias in excess, and candy trail mix, quietly push your stroke risk higher. For others, walnuts, almonds, pistachios, and flax or chia seeds work daily to protect your heart, calm your arteries, and support your brain. After 60, every snack matters. Instead of choosing what feels familiar, choose what science shows will keep you strong. The difference is clear. Instead of fueling silent risks, you could be feeding lasting health, clarity, and independence. Which handful will you reach for tomorrow? If this video opened your eyes, don't keep it to yourself. Share it with your spouse, your walking group, or your family. And if you want more simple, science-backed habits to protect your brain and heart after 60, hit subscribe and tap the bell. Your strongest years can start now.